Russia is a land of contradictions, immense beauty, profound sorrow, and relentless change. Today, on October 4th, 2025, the nation stands at another crossroads. The world sees grand parades and powerful speeches, but beneath this image, a different reality unfolds. In private spaces, in quiet conversations, millions of women navigate a society both modernizing and retreating. The ground is shifting, and for many it's crumbling beneath their feet. Stereotypes paint Russian women as strong or cold, but these images are misleading. The real struggles are about survival, dignity, and the right to be safe at home. This battle is fought not on grand stages, but in kitchens and bedrooms. Traditional values are championed as national identity, but women are expected to pay the price. They're told to be the moral center, bearers of children, and silent pillars of society. But what happens when society fails to protect them? This is the question haunting women from St. Petersburg to Siberia. This story isn't about cliches. It's about a crisis ignored by the world and silenced within Russia. We'll look at the laws, the culture, and the personal stories that reveal the true challenges facing Russian women. This is a human story, a fight for basic rights in a complicated world. The reality is more shocking than you might imagine. The most urgent issue for women in Russia isn't political disenfranchisement or economic inequality, it's domestic violence. This silent epidemic thrives in the shadows, affecting women across all backgrounds. The myth of the strong Russian woman normalizes abuse and romanticizes suffering. Women are told their pain is a private matter, discouraging them from seeking help. This expectation is a form of social and emotional imprisonment. Recent legal changes have left women more vulnerable than ever. The state's message, "What happens in the family isn't its business." Police are often unresponsive, shelters are scarce, and the legal system can re-traumatize victims. The problem isn't just the violence, but the systemic failure to address it. Fear and anxiety become constant companions. Women learn to hide bruises and tears. The trauma extends to children, perpetuating a cycle of abuse. This is the true crisis, a deep wound on the nation's soul. It cannot heal until it's exposed to the light. We must talk about it, openly and honestly. Only then can change begin. Silence is complicity. To grasp the crisis, we must look beyond numbers and hear real stories. Meet Anya, a teacher from the Urals. Her name changed for safety, her story all too common. Years of escalating abuse began with insults, then shoves, then violence. She blamed herself, believed his apologies, and endured. One night, the violence left her hospitalized. From her hospital bed, Anya called the police, hoping for protection. The officer was dismissive, suggesting she provoked her husband and warning that reporting would only make things worse. Anya was devastated, turned away by the very system meant to help. With no shelter space, no family nearby, and financial dependence, she was trapped. Her story illustrates the systemic failures victims face. Studies suggest up to 14,000 women a year die at the hands of relatives. Even official statistics show staggering family violence, yet convictions remain low. The 2017 decriminalization of first offense battery made things worse. Anya is not just a statistic. She's a face, a heart, and a future in jeopardy. Her story is echoed by thousands of women failed by the system. Behind every number is a life at risk. The crisis is real and it's personal. These stories demand our attention. They reveal the human cost of indifference. We cannot look away. In 2017, Russia decriminalized certain forms of domestic violence. First offense battery without serious injury became an administrative offense, a small fine or brief arrest. The so-called slapping law trivializes real violence. The rationale, protecting traditional family values and limiting state interference. This ignores the reality that abuse is rarely a one-time event. The law emboldens abusers and deters victims from seeking help. Why report abuse if the punishment is a minor fine, often paid from the family budget? The law tells women their safety matters less than family image. International bodies have condemned Russia's failure to protect victims. The home for millions is now the most dangerous place, sanctioned by the state. Legal failures are reinforced by a culture of silence and victim blaming. The proverb, "If he beats you, it means he loves you," reveals a disturbing acceptance of violence. Women are pressured to endure abuse quietly, to avoid shaming the family. Girls are taught to be peacemakers, managing men's emotions. When violence occurs, blame shifts to the victim. What did you do to make him angry? Media and public figures often sympathize with abusers, scrutinizing victims' behavior. This public discourse normalizes violence and deters women from speaking out. Reporting abuse means risking ostracism and disbelief. The fear of not being believed is as powerful as the violence itself. This culture isolates victims and protects abusers, allowing the cycle to continue. The Russian government responds to criticism with denial and empty promises. Officials claim the problem is exaggerated by outsiders, pointing to family support programs that ignore domestic violence. Activists and lawmakers have tried to introduce real protections, but these efforts are blocked or diluted. The state frames the issue as foreign interference, rallying support against change. The result: a system broken by design. Occasional statements against violence are undermined by inaction. The lack of shelters, decriminalization, and hostility toward activists send a chilling message. The state is not a reliable ally for victims. Its promises are a facade, leaving millions vulnerable. Real help must come from elsewhere. In the state's absence, grassroots activists have become first responders. Lawyers, psychologists, and volunteers run shelters, hotlines, and provide legal aid, often with minimal resources and under threat. Groups like Nasiliu.net and the Anna Center offer counseling, escape plans, and awareness campaigns. Shelters are overcrowded and secret. Hotlines are staffed by volunteers. Funding is scarce, and the foreign agent law targets effective organizations, branding them as traitors. This stigma makes it harder to operate and raise funds. Despite risks, activists persist. Each woman helped is a victory. Their work is an act of defiance and hope. They see the human faces behind the statistics and refuse to look away. They build fragile but vital support networks where the state has failed. Their courage is a testament to civil society's resilience. In the darkest situations, they offer a glimmer of hope. It's easy to see this as a distant problem, but it's a universal human rights issue. When safety and justice are eroded anywhere, they're weakened everywhere. Indifference is complicity. We share responsibility to bear witness. Empathy must cross borders. Anya's story is a human story. By connecting emotionally, we reaffirm our own humanity. Understanding is the first step to making a difference. Challenge stereotypes, share the work of brave activists, and stay informed. Information can cross borders even when people cannot. Awareness is a powerful tool against silence and denial. This isn't about judging a nation, but standing in solidarity with victims and activists. The struggle for dignity is global. Our shared humanity demands we care. We've journeyed into the heart of a silent crisis. We've seen how law, culture, and the state have failed millions of women. Anya's story echoes those of countless others. This is not abstract. It's a matter of life and death. Understanding must lead to action, even if it's simply paying attention. Let these stories stay with you. Let their courage inspire you. The fight against domestic violence in Russia is led by a few brave people against overwhelming odds. They need to know the world is watching. Your attention is a form of support, a way to say these lives matter. Justice anywhere strengthens justice everywhere. By being informed, you become a witness, refusing to be complicit in silence. Share this story, talk about it, support activists and independent journalism. Your engagement sends a message. A world free from violence is worth fighting for. The challenges are complex, but storytelling brings hidden truths to light. Stay connected, support this work, and don't look away. Thank you for caring.